Hello, welcome. I hope you're doing really well today. Since I finally made my decision about what planner am I going to use next year, I thought it would be nice to film a proper 2026 lineup video and just show you how different journals and planners will come into one system for me next year. Since I've already mentioned my main planner, I think that's what we should start with. And 2025 in that area was an interesting year for me, still is. For the first half of the year, I was definitely experimenting a lot. I started my 2025 in Sterling Ink B6 Common Planner, but with time it started to feel a bit too restrictive. It was very curated and I was trying to make it look aesthetic, and so with time I just started craving a bit more freedom and just being able to jot down any thoughts I had in my head and brainstorm and just not worry about the looks. So that's when I moved to my pocket bullet journal. I used cheap spiral-bound notebooks for that, and it was the complete opposite of the B6 Common Planner because that was not curated at all. I intentionally used cheap notebooks and cheap ballpoint pens so that I would not be tempted to make it look aesthetic, and it was just what I needed at the time. It was very fun and I truly unleashed my creativity. I was brainstorming a lot and yeah, it worked for a while. But then I started worrying about my memories being in such a flimsy place. Those notebooks, they were not of good quality, and seeing that, I was a bit worried about my memory's longevity. So that's when I moved into Hobonichi Cousin. I was really tempted by the idea of having everything in one book, like one big book of life, and yeah, having my whole year there. So yeah, I got the Spring Start Hobonichi Cousin and I tried using that for several months, but it ended up being a bit too much, and also vertical weeklies just don't work for me. I tried different layouts, but my brain was just not functioning in that format. So in July, I finally started using my Hobonichi Weeks Mega, and I started a completely different way of journaling. This mix between brainstorming, journaling, memory keeping, just doing everything here. And this is what really worked for me in the end. Since July 1st, I've been in the system until my notebook ended. It lasted me 4 months, right until November 1st. And right now I'm using the month of November to experiment in a Passport Traveler's notebook, but I can already see that it's not working. So for the next year, I'm going back to Hobonichi Weeks Mega because that's the place where I was the most consistent this year and where I felt really good. I feel like it just has the best balance of all the things I'm looking for in a planner and in a journal, in a memory keeping place, in my day-to-day notebook. So, the big reveal. This is my new Hobonichi Weeks Mega, and I will be starting it on December 1st because Hobonichi Weeks usually starts on December, and that is just perfect. I can't wait to use this notebook again, and just look how well it matches my regular Hobonichi Weeks. I am obsessed with this match. It's just so pretty. So yeah, I'm gonna use it exactly how I was using my previous Hobonichi Weeks Mega because this just works for me, and yeah, I miss it very much. But I've already mentioned that I only fit 4 months in this. That means that I will use at least 3 of those in a year. And this being a very detailed look of my days, I thought it would be nice to have a memory keeping place where I would have a big picture view. Flipping through these notebooks, I really get a lot of details. I can see my whole thinking process and every thought that crossed my mind that day, but it really doesn't help me in the end of the year to just say, so how was my year in general? Because it's just very detailed. So for that, I will be using my 5-year notebook. This is Hobonichi 5-year journal in A6 size, and this is my first time ever using a notebook like that, like a 5-year journal. I will be using it for my memories, and I already have several layout ideas, but the one I really liked is this. I'm not sure if you can see it because it's very small, but the general idea is that I will divide this box. So this part right under the year will be weather, because I just thought it would be fun to see how the weather changes on the exact same day, but in different years. Then the middle part will be the biggest one, and it will have a short recap of my day. Initially, I thought it would be very nice to write that in Portuguese, just to practice it, but I'm not sure if I will be able to do that every single day. I saw people struggling to even keep up with it in their native language. So yeah, I'm not sure if I will put that pressure on myself. Maybe I will do some days in Portuguese and some in my native language if I don't have time or energy. But yeah, the middle part should be a recap. And then I will use this last bit for pictures or doodling or ephemera. It's a very tiny space though, so if I feel like I have a lot to tell about the day, I might just extend my entry into the next page because it has an empty page. And yeah, this notebook will be my big picture view when it comes to my memory keeping, and like a big archive. It will have 5 years in it. So yeah, I just hope I will be able to keep up with it. I really want to, because my life is changing a lot lately. I got married this year and I recently moved to Portugal. So these are like big life changes, and I'm already a bit sad that I didn't start this notebook last year, because then I would have all of that recorded. But it's better to start late than never, I guess. So I will start in 2026, and I'm very curious to see how my life will change in 5 years. It's a big chunk of time. So yeah, I'm both excited and a bit nervous because I know my commitment issues when it comes to notebooks. Another reason, not a very important one, but still, is that it's very neat. Like, this notebook will end in 2030, and it's such a cool number, such a round number. So yeah, when I saw that, it was an additional push to get this notebook. Then, I've already mentioned my Hobonichi Weeks regular. Initially, I got this to be my main planner, but after experimenting in my Passport Traveler's notebook and realizing that I can't function if my planning and my daily entries are separated, now this is going to be my content planner. I never had one before, and I can't explain why. Like, my YouTube planning so far has been so erratic and so all over the place. I tried using Notion, but then when I use Notion, I forget that I use Notion. And then I end up planning in my main Hobonichi Weeks, but it's a little bit scattered. So I'm really excited to have a dedicated place for that and taking things more seriously. So yeah, what I'm thinking for this one is that I will have my main big tasks, like film a video, post a video, in my main planner, in my main Hobonichi Weeks Mega, but all the smaller tasks, like, you know, taking a picture for thumbnail, editing a thumbnail, writing a description. Like, there are so many little tasks that go into video making, and they take a lot of space. They don't fit into my weekly spread, like when I make a general to-do list. So this is where all of those smaller tasks and brainstorming and ideas, everything will go here, and I think it will be just the right amount of space for that, because it also has some notes pages in the back, not as many as Mega, but still, like, I can use these for brainstorming. So yeah, I'm actually very excited to start using this. I would start right now, honestly, but it starts on December 1st, so I need to wait several more weeks. But yeah, only when I came up with this idea, I realized how much I craved better organization when it comes to YouTube. So yeah, this is going to be a content planner for me. And now, 2 more things. They're not year specific and I don't show them on my channel, but they're still part of my system, so I thought I would just quickly mention them. So the first one is my Moleskine. This is my Dear Diary, my morning pages notebook, and I don't do anything fancy here. It's just date and then a block of text, usually many pages of that. This is my safe space to vent, to overthink, to be not a very nice person when I'm in a bad mood, but it's a secure place for me, so I will not open it and I will not show it. It doesn't look very interesting on the inside anyway, but yeah, I've been having these notebooks for many years. I think I started my first first one when I was like 7, and I still have that journal. It's very funny to read. So yeah, I think this will forever be part of my system. And another very similar notebook, this one is Stalogy, and I use it for my creative writing brainstorming. So any writing ideas, brainstorming, short scenes that I want to write goes here. And it's also only pen and paper. It's quite messy, honestly, but I really wanted to have like a workbook. So yeah, this is my creative writing notebook, and I'm not refreshing it at the beginning of the year. Just like I will probably not refresh my Dear Diary journal. These I change when they fill up. And yeah, this is my next year planner and journal system. Let me know what you think about it, and let me know what you picked for the next year. I'm very curious to hear that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. That would be very helpful. And I will see you in my next one. Bye!